routine. So let us know you're here, comment, share that you're participating in the Facebook Live, and make sure you let us know your best self-care tips and tricks. We want to know. All fellow moms and dads and grandparents, they love some good tips and tricks. So 5 lucky winners will win a prize pack from PlusCBD, and it's valued at over $80. So it's a really great stuff in there. So before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Chrissy. I am the project manager with Moms Meet. So for those of you who are not familiar with Moms Meet, we are an online community, and we bring together moms and dads and grandparents and caretakers, everyone who is looking to raise, healthier families by introducing healthy and better for you brands. So it's free to join. We would love to have you join us. Just go to momsmeet.com to become a mom ambassador. And this event, we're very excited, is brought to you by CV Sciences, and they're the maker of PlusCBD Oil. And we're joined today with Dr. Shunney. So Dr. Shunney is a naturopathic doctor, physician, and she's in California, which is much nicer than it is here in New Jersey. So, and she's a medical advisor to CV Sciences. So before we get started, Dr. Shunney, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself, that'd be great.
Sure. Hi, everybody. It's really great to be here with you guys again. Get to do this. Was it a year ago already?
I think so, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So I'm happy to be back. So I'm a naturopathic doctor. I've been in practice for almost 20 years, and I've been out here at Santa Cruz Integrative Medicine practicing since 2005. I do specialize in women's health and hormone balancing. I don't know if anybody has any of those that need a little work, and certainly managing stress and optimizing self-care is a really important way to keep our hormones balanced and functioning well too. But that being said, I do see men, women, and children for a variety of acute and chronic health issues. I do a lot of digestion, et cetera. And then I am a proud mom too. I have an 11-year-old son named Jackson who's in 6th grade. And he's pretty awesome. That's probably my favorite job. And then I also have been an advisor and a consultant in the natural products industry since 2011 with various companies, but with CV Sciences, the makers of PlusCBD Oil, since 2015. So I'm kind of old hat in this somewhat new CBD game somehow, but here I am, and it's been a lot of fun. And I always enjoy chances like this to share about CBD, especially with moms and with parents, because I think that there's still sometimes some stigma attached to CBD, which comes from hemp, which comes from cannabis. But of course, we know that hemp is federally lawful and it is non-intoxicating, and it is a fantastic tool in your self-care tool bag that everybody should have, especially if you are trying to raise children into the world.
Yeah. Well, we're so great to have you with us. And for those of you who are at the WOW Summit this year, Dr. Shunney was there as well. I know I talked her ear off about many various questions. So we're so excited for those of you who weren't able to meet or talk with her to have her on today to help answer some questions. So before we get into the questions, we always have to bring up the winners. We always have great prizes as part of our Facebook Live. So we will choose 5 lucky winners today. They will get a PlusCBD Oil hemp balm, which our mom ambassadors are actually sampling right now. And it's one of my personal favorites. So I'm pretty jealous of whoever the winner is. And they will also get a branded water bottle and t-shirt as well. So it's valued at over $80. So be sure to comment on, like, and share your posts. And we want to know, how would PlusCBD Oil help you in your busy mom life, right? I think that that's a loaded question. I think it can help a lot of people, but we want to know. So again, feel free to comment and share and let us know you're here. And before we get into the questions that we're going to ask today, we just want to kind of give a brief overview of PlusCBD products. So they are U.S. Hemp Authority certified, which I know is always important to look for with CBD products. And the thing that I know I love a lot about this brand is the transparency. I was just noticing they include a QR code on every single product, and you can scan it and it will tell you more information about the product, a link to the certificate of analysis. So, tons of information, really just holding themselves accountable and providing as much information as possible to the consumer. And it's also self-affirmed to be, so GRAS, GRAS, it's generally recognized as safe. So that's always helpful to know when you're, consuming a product or using a product. And then it's also, one of the other things that we really love is how eco-friendly it is. It is, seed to shelf. So it's third-party tested to make sure that it's, fully traceable and to make sure that its consumers are getting the best product as safely as possible as well. So now that we have a brief overview of the product, I'm going to start asking a few questions to Dr. Shunney. So our first question is, why do you believe better self-care for moms means better care for her family?
Oh, come on.
Right.
Sorry for that big laugh in everybody's
No.
But it's so true, isn't it? I mean, it's the foundation of everything. I mean, we learn this. I mean, as a doctor, right? We always talk about doctor, heal thyself, but like mama, heal thyself, or dad too. Please, this of course isn't just for moms, but when we are caretaking anyone, whether it's our children, whether it's our parents, whether it's our partners, whether it's our employees, we can't do it well unless we are taking care of ourselves. Because what happens when your self-care goes out the window? I'll tell you what goes out the window when I'm not taking care of myself, right? I'm impatient. I'm not nearly as kind. I'm more emotionally reactive. And my cognitive faculties aren't as good, right? I'm like forgetting stuff. I'm saying things. Have you guys said the same thing to your kid 3 times? Did you get your shoes? Did you bring your shoes? Did you bring your shoes? Mom, you already asked me about, so your cognitive stuff goes out the window too, right? But if you are taking what sometimes in our society is called that selfish step to make sure you get to the gym, make sure you do your meditation, or, maybe meditation for you is being alone in your car for 5 minutes so you can take deep breaths, meeting a girlfriend for lunch who makes you laugh and keeps it real with you. I mean, these things are going to make it so that you're thinking more clearly, you're making better decisions, your memory and recall are going to be better, and you're just going to be a nicer person to be around. You're going to be more like the parent or the mom that you want to be. So we absolutely must care for ourselves if we want to be the stellar superstar caretakers that we want to be.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't have come up with the term "happy wife, happy life" if if it weren't true, right?
Absolutely.
So I always say it's a good excuse to go get a massage or even get your nails done or just go outside for a couple of minutes just to have that self-care aspect.
Going outside is amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Go get some air, get some sunshine. It will shift your perspective in seconds.
Mm-hmm. And it's free. So it's
free. Yes, good point.
All right. So our next question is, why are PlusCBD Oil topicals like balms and the roll-ons so great for busy moms?
Oh man, anything that's fast, right?
Yeah.
Fast. And not only fast and easy to grab, but fast and easy to feel.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if I take a capsule of something, it might take me 45 minutes or 60 minutes to really feel it. Part of the delivery system with the topicals is that you're looking for more of a local effect. So we know through, basic biological and cellular science that the CBD, the cannabinoids, can penetrate into the skin and have some effect at that local level. And you'll get a little bit of systemic absorption as well, right? Anything you put on your skin gets into your bloodstream. I mean, don't kid yourself, right? This is why the whole eco-friendly thing becomes really important. I had a teacher in school, naturopathic school, who used to say, don't put anything on your skin that you wouldn't put in your mouth. Wow, that's like a news flash, right? So, you do get some systemic absorption with these things, so you can actually see some of the calming effects. But most of the time when we're grabbing for a topical, or when I'm recommending a topical, it's because there's some kind of skin irritation or inflammation, or there's some kind of musculoskeletal ache or pain going on. The topicals are great because you can apply it right to the area. You'll get a little bit of systemic absorption, but predominantly you're going to get some relief and some quick relief in that area. In regards to the eco-friendly, environmentally safe component, all of our products are non-GMO. They're not tested on animals. We never put parabens or phthalates or sulfates in our products. We do not use artificial dyes or fragrances. So I'm not sure you want to put the topicals in your mouth, but you know what I mean. These things are safe and are not going to cause other issues because of other ingredients that are in the products. Did I lose you? Oh, there you are. Hey, Chrissy, I'm losing. I've lost my signal. I can't hear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you
There
now.
we go. Okay, sorry.
Okay. So for some reason, I hope it's different for the viewers, but your picture is not syncing with your sound for me.
Oh, is it still that way right now?
It is. So
Okay.
yeah. So it's just separate. So I'm trying to just track by what I'm hearing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well,
Okay.
hopefully it'll catch up.
Okay. So I can see from your picture that you were kind of showing me the roll-on and the balm.
Yes.
So what was
Yeah.
the question? Is the question what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go into what the difference is between the two, that would be great.
Okay. Okay, so the balm is our gold formula. So PlusCBD Oil has 3 different formulas. We've got red, which is the raw formula. We've got green, which is our total plant complex. And then we've got the gold, which is our most concentrated. We tend to put the gold into our topicals because you're going to get, it's the most bioavailable. It's going to get driven into the skin the most. It's going to be the most concentrated for people who are having inflammatory issues, pain, difficult with wound healing, and also just to help the skin, keep the skin balanced, and again, reduce inflammation in the skin. So the gold balm is our gold formula, and it's got 100 milligrams of CBD in that entire little jar that you're holding up there. You do have to put your fingers in it and apply it to the area, which is fine. But of course, we love things that are less mess, right? So the roll-ons kind of take the hands out of it because you can just roll it on. The other cool thing about the roll-on is that it has camphor and menthol in it. There it is. Thank you, Vanna. I think we've now synced up there. It has camphor and menthol in it, which means as soon as you roll it on that really tight spot back there from carrying that car seat in and out of that car, I do remember that very well, you get this icy hot sensation. So it starts to feel like it's working even before the CBD is doing anything, right? And then within 10 minutes or so, the CBD is going to start to penetrate and you're going to have more of that muscle relaxing, anti-inflammatory effect. And the roll-on does come in 2 different strengths. Everybody, of course, nobody says, give me the low strength roll-on, right? But it does come in 2 different strengths, but it's the same product. It's just a bit more CBD in the extra strength roll-on.
Great. Okay. Well, we want to know how incorporating the balms and the roll-ons into your practice and your personal life has been helpful.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, in my practice, I use a lot of the other PlusCBD oil products, which are taken internally. And I do treat a lot of pain and a lot of inflammation. It's not the bread and butter of my practice, as I treat a lot of women and hormone balancing stuff, but almost everybody's got pain somewhere on their list. If it's not number 1, it's number 4, right? So what I find is that when you take the systemic products or the oral internal products, you're looking for, it's being digested, it's being broken down, it's circulating in the bloodstream, crossing your fingers, it's getting where you want it to go. If you've got a localized skin complaint, or you've got a localized musculoskeletal complaint, pairing that internal supplementation with something that's going right to the area will often give somebody faster, quicker, more noticeable relief. So, I often pair it in my practice and find that people really like that. And they feel like they've got a lot of control that way too. They know it's going to act fast. They can kind of use it as needed. So it's a nice adjunct. Occasionally, if I have somebody in my practice who's very sensitive and they feel like for whatever reason, they don't like to take the internal products, some of those people do topical only and get fantastic results, which is great as well. And then another trick, which I actually got taught by a patient, is she likes to come home at the end of the day, put her feet up, and rub the balm on the bottom of her feet. And of course, that kind of helps with any inflammation from standing on your feet all day, but also gets into the bloodstream, comes in and just helps her relax. It's part of her self-care relaxation protocol too. So I have some patients who actually don't use it at all for a localized issue. They use it because they feel like it very gently helps them relax. For me, man, that roll-on when I get home at the end of the day, right back here, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think the entire Moms Meet staff was rubbing the balm on their feet at Wow Summit after every day, and it was great. It was so helpful.
Yeah, it really works well.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit more about the non-topical ways that we can take it? So I know there's gummies and a few other ways that we can consume the PlusCBD non-topical.
Yeah, lots of different ways. So we have capsules and soft gels. We have drops and sprays. And of course, we have gummies because, who doesn't love gummies? So, all of these, the beauty of having the different routes of administration and the different forms is just to give people freedom in different ways of dosing and in titrating up their dose. As we've talked about before, and, for some of your moms who are watching, if we did a Q&A where we went through all the basics with this stuff back before, and it's a great primer to watch if you're kind of new to the area. But you really need to find your own dose. There's no magic dose. And so one of the nice things about, for example, the drops and the sprays is that they tend to be lower potency. So they give you a lot of room to start super low and work your way up slowly. The other nice thing about the drops and the sprays is that you can kind of swish them around in your mouth for 30 seconds or so and get some sublingual absorption, which means that you're going to get the effects faster. So if you've got breakthrough anxiety, for example, or breakthrough pain, or you're starting to feel that kind of ramped up, overwhelmed, I'm starting to snap at everybody, you can grab that sublingual, that spray maybe that's in your bag or your glove compartment, and take a few sprays and start to feel that kind of calm come in pretty fast within 10 to 15 minutes. Capsules and soft gels are also great. They tend to be a little bit higher potency, so they're not always the best place to start if you're brand new or if you know you're sensitive. But if you know that the dose works for you, it's a great way to keep a sustained amount in your bloodstream. So for example, you're starting to have menstrual cramping, and you want to kind of, just like you would take ibuprofen every 4 to 6 hours as needed. This is another way to keep an anti-inflammatory analgesic ingredient steady state in your body over that time without the negative gastrointestinal side effects, for example. So there's different reasons why I might choose those things. And then the gummies are fascinating to me, and I've yet to have any of the scientific nerd geek squad at the company explain this to me. Anybody who's played with the capsules versus the sprays versus the gummies knows that the gummies act different. They're on their own scale of, I feel them quicker. I feel them more in line of sublingual, even though I'm chewing them and I'm swallowing them. It doesn't make sense. But there's some sublingual absorption that's happening there. Most of us feel them faster. And I find the gummy sometimes to feel as potent to me as a capsule. So the bottom line is that we're all a little different. So we offer these different alternatives so everybody can find what works best for them.
Yeah, that's really interesting that you talked about utilizing it for like menstrual cramps and things like that, because I know for myself, whenever I think of CBD, it's to relieve anxiety and stress, but there's so many different, ways that you can use it and things that you can help with it. So it was really interesting. Yeah. So I think another question that we often hear is being able to use the Plus CBD oil products together. So can they take the topicals like the roll-ons with the gummies or the drops, and then can they also use it with their prescription medicine as well?
Those are great questions. So as far as kind of layering and combining the different CBD products, absolutely. Just keep in mind that you're increasing the amount of CBD that you're taking in. So, what I tend to what I see as the biggest potentially challenging side effect of CBD, of these hemp CBD products, is that if you take too much, you might feel sleepy. So that's another reason to start low and work your way up slowly so that you can, get on top of that and do it in a way where you don't take your first big mega dose of CBD because more is better. And then find yourself needing a nap when the kids need to be, taken to soccer and ballet and everything else. Right. So, just keep that in mind as you experiment. I mean, I have myself, rubbed so much balm on my knee while I was spacing out and watching the television, that I became completely tired from it. So again, when people say no systemic absorption, we can kind of wink at them because we know that's absolutely not true. So, you can make yourself tired, particularly if you need to be tired. So I find that CBD makes me tired when it's time to go to bed. CBD makes me tired when I'm running myself ragged and I really need a nap. So, it's also a message because it's bringing your body back in balance. And if what your body needs to be in balance is a nap, that's how you're going to feel. In regards to prescriptions, that's a little bit of a different story. So let's not kid ourselves. CBD is metabolized down the same pathways in our liver, detoxified in the same ways as the majority of the medications that people take. And on top of that, many people come to me because they want to use CBD to try to get off a medication. So there's a lot of combining happening here, and you need to be careful. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of data that really tells us, this is where you need to be careful. We have a little bit of data that shows that with very high doses of CBD drugs, isolates, which are quite different than these full spectrum hemp oils, we've seen some interactions with anti-epileptic medications. We've seen some interactions with warfarin, which is a very widely used blood thinner, which, by the way, everything interacts with. So the bottom line is if you're on medications, it really is best to talk to an educated pharmacist or an integrative practitioner who can kind of help you know what to look for. So you can start slowly and you can really be looking for potential effects of drug and cannabinoid interactions. Back in 2015, when I would say ask your doctor, it was almost a joke because most doctors didn't know anything to be helpful with, really. None of us are taught this stuff in school. So any doctor or pharmacist, for that matter, who knows about cannabis medicine, including hemp CBD, knows because they've taken the time to find it out themselves. The good news is that the number of practitioners who are educating themselves is growing. So it's not out of the question that you could actually find somebody who would be helpful. But medications are one of those areas where you have to be careful. And really, it is best to be working with somebody who can help monitor it for you.
Great. Yeah, that's definitely very helpful. And I'm seeing some of the comments coming in. A bunch of the moms were saying, that was a great question. I think a lot of people want to know. And I guess kind of in the same regard, is it safe or is it okay to apply the balm or the roll-on to like an open skin injury or like a skin irritation?
Yeah, good question. The answer is maybe. I definitely have seen it be very helpful for wound healing, for burns and infected mosquito bites, eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis. That being said, however, I think whenever you have an open wound, you have to be careful about what you put in it. I feel like I can, for example, vouch for the ingredients of what's in the PlusCBD oil products, but we all know that there's over 1,800 hemp CBD companies on the market right now, who did a lovely job in the beginning of, trying to differentiate between what some of the better companies like PlusCBD Oil are doing to try to separate themselves from the pack. But you don't always know what's in these products. You put it on an open wound, the skin is your immune barrier. So you have to be really careful. I would say certainly if you've never put the product on an open wound on your wound or the area in question before, to start with a very small amount in a very small area, so that if you do feel that it inflames you or makes things worse in any way, that you've got, a smaller area to kind of wipe down and neutralize. But that being said, I think that these products have great antibacterial, wound healing, and anti-inflammatory properties. So shouldn't be missed. Yeah.
And I didn't even think about the dry skin aspect too. I mean, as we go into the winter season, I'm sure people are experiencing that. So definitely a great idea and tip for us here.
Absolutely.
We were super excited when we saw that PlusCBD Oil recently launched 7 new products. We get overly giddy for these types of things. So are you able to go into a little bit what they are and kind of what the benefits are?
Yeah. So again, these are all topicals. So we've been going for it. And these topicals can all be found in the independent health food stores, where we've always been. We've actually been in brick and mortar stores since 2015. So a lot of CBD oil companies, you can only find them online. You can't hold their products. But we are now in over 5,000 brick and mortar stores. And with the passage of the Farm Bill that fully legalized hemp in December, we've moved into kind of what's called the food mass market. So we're at CVS and we're at Kroger's, and, you can find us at Bed Bath and Beyond, there all these places. So part of the, and by the way, these stores, are only dipping their toes into CBD topicals at this point. So it was exciting with the idea to expand our topicals so that we can get these products to more people. So again, I want to reiterate that these products are paraben, phthalate, sulfate free. They do not contain artificial dyes or artificial fragrances. They're non-GMO. And they're vegan. They're not tested on animals. So these are all topical. So I actually have some of these in front of me. We have these travel hemp bombs. So they're these little sticks. They're like little deodorant sticks. I'm opposite of myself. There we go. CBD oil balm. So you'll notice these are different colors. And that's because everything's backwards, you guys. This is the raw formula that I kind of mentioned earlier. So it actually has less CBD in it, more CBDA, which is the precursor as it occurs in nature, and the most robust profile of all parts of the hemp plant. This is, people, again, they want the extra strength, right? But this is great too. It's got 25 milligrams of CBDA and CBD in the stick. It looks just like a roll-on, right? So this is the gold that I have out. I haven't opened these yet. Their travel size, the gold has 45 milligrams. I'm not going to rip it open because I need to undo the seal. I don't want to take the time to do it, but it looks just like a little deodorant stick. And obviously hands-free, you can just rub it right onto the area. So these are little travel sizes of our full-size gold and original bombs that we also have, but you got to stick your fingers in those and they're harder to travel with. We also have this great hemp stick, which has 150 milligrams. Oh my God, Mike. Oh, where's the camera? Okay. 150, here we go, milligrams of CBD. She's laughing at me in here. And again, this is like a little deodorant thing as well. It's hands-free. It's got this kind of herbal scent. They all have like argan oil and avocado oil. We have new hemp body lotions, which are like in a shea butter. Shea butter, and there's a grapefruit and a lavender scent for the hemp body lotion. So again, there's this idea that's pretty well established in the literature that these cannabinoids are wonderful for what do? They maintain balance everywhere, right? So in your skin, they're maintaining moisture. They're high in many different minerals and nutrients from the hemp plant, which supports skin health. They're anti-inflammatory. So it's just a lovely way to kind of add that balancing to your beauty routine. There's also a hemp skin serum, right? So this is 50 milligrams in here. This has the argan, avocado oil, and etc. It is a lavender scent. So this is a skin serum. When you use the balm or the stick, it's going to stay it's more for like a localized area, right? So if something hurts here, or I've got a skin rash here. If you're using the lotion, or we also have a lavender cream, which is a slightly different base. These are more that you can kind of rub over large areas, or they're more for kind of overall beauty and cosmetic effects. The serum is going to be great more for your face, and particularly like if there's areas of rosacea or areas of eczema, if you're kind of trying to work on some of the inflammation around your eyes, for example, you can pat gently there. So this is kind of us dipping our toes for the first time into the topical / beauty realm, and also just making our balms that we already have more user and more travel friendly. So these are just easy things to throw in your bag and go.
Yeah, and I think it's huge, the ability for the on the go products, right? I mean, everybody in this day and age is either on the go or ready to go, so it's helpful for sure to have something like that. And you never know when you're out and about if something's aching or if you need something really quick. It's definitely great to have.
Yeah, and I mean, these go right on your kids too, right? I mean, they go right on their boo-boos, right on their chapped lips, right on their elbows, and they're just out of your bag and right there.
Yeah. Well, we so appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. I know, speaking with you is invaluable, especially around the CBD world. I'm sure a lot of people have different questions. They're not quite sure if it's for them or if it's safe. So it's always super helpful having you on to answer some questions. I know just seeing some of the comments coming in, a lot of people are really appreciative hearing you talk and address some of the ways that you can use it and how to use it safely. And also how excited we all are about the new product line. And so before I close out, do you have any final comments that you'd like to make?
Self-care. Self-care, self-care, self-care. I mean, honestly, if I could say anything to you, I would say what I say to a lot of my patients, which is if you can think of 3 people in your life who you can be totally real with, no matter what state you're in, who make you laugh, if you can think of 3 activities that fill up your well, prioritize those relationships, prioritize those activities. Just like you work hard to get healthy food on the table, just like maybe you get yourself to the gym because you've made it part of your routine, these kinds of things which can feel overly selfish and like they take up time, lunch dates, phone calls, watercolor classes, whatever it is, dance classes, these things, they will fill you up. I use the word fill up your well because our wells get so empty. We give and we give and we give, right? So whatever can fill that up, it will keep you connected, and that will make for making you the best parent you can be.
Yes, which is important for everybody involved.
Yeah, exactly.
So for those of you who have joined us today, we want to know what you found most helpful from this interview. And also if you plan on taking PlusCBD oil now that you've learned more about them. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Shunney. We love having you and love speaking with you. And make sure if you are interested in purchasing, you could check out their store locator. So it's at pluscbdoil.com/store locator. As Dr. Shunney mentioned, there's a ton of locations that you can purchase the items from. And remember to keep sharing and liking and commenting for your chance to win. We will announce the winners tomorrow. So thank you so much again for your time. We really appreciate you and helping us learn more about PlusCBD oil.
Thanks. My pleasure. And I don't know, did you mention that you can also get the products online, not just in the stores?
I didn't, but now we know. So thank you.
Yeah. So pluscbdoil.com. All the products are available there and they can ship to all 50 states.
Great. Very helpful to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. And thank you to everybody who joined us today. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.